Hi everybody, this is Jean-Charles Compagnon with the KiOui apps, and today I'm going to do this little demonstration video to you about Ki Terminator. At the time of this video, Ki Terminator is not released yet. It's in the queue for being approved by eBay. So hopefully within a week or maybe next week it should be approved and released. It's ready to go. So I'm going to show you this new app called Ki Terminator. So you can see here that there's a little widget. As usual, I like to do those little widgets. And basically, what Ki Terminator is a scheduler to end items and a scheduler to relist items. You can see that there are some items that I've already put in my queue. And this view here is more of a status view, so that you can see, you know, what you have in the queue, what will be ending when, and what's going on with your release queue. So I'll come back to this at the end. But let's go ahead and start the application for now. And it takes you right to Ki Terminator. So the first thing that I want to go through is the config tab. In the config, there's basically just one thing. It's your email. We pull your email from your eBay account, but you can change that email here. And that email is being used to notify you through the application if you want to be notified about item being ended or relisted or things happening. So let's go to the ending queue to start. So the ending queue is where you would add an item to be scheduled to be ended. So let's say I'm going to go ahead and take this item and remove it from my queue so that I can add it again and show you. So let's say that I have this item, this wig, that I know is going to end on December 31st. So I'm going to put the item number here. However, it's a good till cancel, and it keeps relisting. And really, I don't have any luck with this, with selling this wig or this item. So instead of letting it end on December 31st and relist, on the 30th, I'm just going to end it. And I'm going to select the default option. This item is no longer available for sale. You can select, you know, other reasons. And I will want to be notified, and I'm not going to want to relist it at this point. If you use this relisting option, what it will do is when it will end, it will actually create a rule that will go into the relisting queue for you to relist this item later. Let's say that I would want to relist this item on January 15th at 12:13. So I would go here and put 01 for January 13th, 2013. And when this item will end, not before, but when this item will be ended by our application, meaning that if you end it on your own, the relist rule will not be created. But if it is ended by our application as scheduled, there is a relist rule that will be created in the relist queue for this item to be relisted on that date. Some people might want to use it, so I put this option here. But for now, I'm simply going to remove it and not check it. So I want this item here to be ended because it's no longer available on December 30th. The reason is it doesn't really sell. But, you know, right now it's listed and I paid for it, so might as well keep using the number of days. Another reason you might want to use this scheduler is, let's say you're selling something on eBay that expires, like a coupon, for example, that's not valid after a certain date. Well, you might want to schedule your item, you know, you schedule your item, you list it on eBay, and you know that 6 months from now, this item is not going to be valid. So then you can schedule that item to just end by itself 6 months from now. So you don't have any unhappy customer that would, you know, come back to you and say, hey, this coupon is expired. Why do you list it? Or why do you still have it on there? Well, with this system, it will automatically end and be relisted. So you're probably asking me, well, why isn't the title here? Well, we put the item, we gave it a little minute, and if I refresh the queue, you can see that the title got filled up with the SKU. The regular end time. Now, keep in mind, if it's a good till cancel, you know, like for example, in this example, I put it to, let's see, to end on December 30th, but really it ends on December 24th. But that was just an example to show you. I can also go back here, you know, take this time here. All time, by the way, are eBay time. They're Pacific time. So I copied the date here that the item really ends on, and I can put it here. By the way, this field here, we recommend that you use this here, but it's a converted field of natural dates. What this means is that if you would want to end this item 2 days from now, you could put +2 days. And the system will be smart enough when I press save to convert that to a date that is 2 days from now. We're the 11th right now. You can see the date. See, it just took it and added 2 days. But we recommend that you always use this format date to avoid problem. So let's go back and let's do what I wanted to do first, was that the real end time is this. And I actually want to end it exactly 1 day before. And it's going to end on the 23rd. And that way, you know, my item just ends. It's a non-performing for me, and I will see later if I want to resell it or put it into an Azure venue. But the fact is I paid for 30 days listing, so might as well keep it for now. So the second thing that is in this application is the relisting queue. Now those can be created manually, or they can be created when an item ends. So like here, if an item ends and I have the relist option checked with a date, it will be ended and it will be relisted on that date. So to go back to my example that I'm going to end on December 23rd, let's say because it's a non-performing item, you know, it's so this is a wig, but let's say it's what could be seasonal that's not performing. You know, let's say it's Christmas and I have an item that's like a wig that really doesn't sell for Christmas. So if I'm going to end it now, I might as well take this date here, copy it here, and give it a try again, maybe in January 23rd, 2013, because Valentine is going to be February 14, and that might sell better for me at that time, being that it's a wig and it's more prominent for Valentine than Christmas. Few people, you know, buy each other's wigs for Christmas, but I guess they do for Valentine. And so in this case, my item would be totally off the shelf for a month and be relisted. Now, one thing you have to be careful is that we still have to use eBay's rule. And eBay's rules says that they only keep an item for, I believe, 90 days to be relisted. So you can't just put an item to be relisted, you know, a year after. It will most likely error out in the system and display an error and not being able to be relisted because the item is not in eBay's system anymore. So, you know, we're trying to help here, but we can't do magic. We can only do miracles. So, so there you go. So let me save this one, and so this one will be automatically relisted. So when this will happen, it will automatically create a rule for you here that will say relist this item on this date. Now let's say you have an Azure item. I have item 123, 123, 123, 123 that ended, I don't know, last week. It was just a 30-day listing, and it was not a good till cancel. And it ended 2 weeks ago, but I want to relist it now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this item here, and I'm going to say notify, and I actually want it to be relisted now. So I'm going to put now right here. And you can see that it picked up the date as of right now. Now the system is going to try to release this item, and one is going to error out because I do not have item 123, 123, 123. And if we look at it, you can see that there's an error. This item cannot be accessed because it has been deleted. There's apparently a little bug here that I'm going to have to fix because those other item, it should not show this little warning sign for it. But that's okay. I'll fix that. That's fairly easy. And so it cannot be accessed to be listed or relisted. Let me see if I can refresh the queue and get another error. No. That's going to bring me to that second, to another field, which is the status field here, where you can see notification that were sent. So on December 6th, that notification, your item was terminated for this item title was sent to my email address, which is this one. It helps, to see what happened, what was sent to you. Sometimes you're looking for your email and it goes into the spam filter and you're wondering, what did I get this email? Was this email sent to me? When it shows up here, it was sent to you. Terminated, this is going to be the terminated log. So those were my tests. You can see that this item was terminated on this date. I should probably add the reason here why it was terminated. I might add that into the next version. And the relisted queue would show items that were relisted and terminated. And you don't see my 123, 123 test because obviously it can't be relisted because it's not an item that exists. If I go back to the queue here, it tells me the same error pretty much for the relisting, that an item like this cannot be relisted because it does not exist. Let's see if I can actually relist this item, which I know exists right now. Again, you can add some dates or, in 1 minute, but I'm just going to say now. By the way, let's just delete this one because it was an example. And by the way, if you want to clear an error, you just go into it and save it, and it clears the error. And if the error comes back, well, then there's obviously a problem with it, and you want to see what this error is. So let's see, December 11. Let's go to the status. The system takes a little minute to pick up the item to relist. Let's give it a few seconds. Okay, and the system came back and gave us an error again. The sign shows up for the other one. I will have to fix that. But it shows us this item was not relisted because the listing does not, what did it say? Does not exist or is still active. Well, duh, if I click on my item here, you can see that this item is still active, so it can't be relisted. So you can see that the system, gives you information as to what's going on with it. So this is going to be the end of it for today. I'm going to probably add a few fields, and like I said, this is going to be released probably next week, the week of December. Let's see, what's the calendar? The week of December 16th, 17th. If I had to guess, I would say December 19th or 20th. But this is it for now. I hope this gives you a little information on what Ki Terminator does. And if you're interested with it, feel free to post comments. As usual, all of my applications are dynamic. I'm always looking to improve them. If you think that, a field would be more welcome, for example, in the terminated status to see why it was terminated, this is definitely a good idea, and I will definitely consider every good idea and try to add them to the system. So until then, feel free to contact me, send me some comments, and feel free to register to our YouTube channel so that you can get newest update. Thanks!